All right, tell me something. The disease, the HIV and gonorrhea and all these things that you said about. I know them still about still, but you find that there's an increase in that or a decrease.
There is an increase. There is an increase in yes, in syphilis, in chlamydia, in gonorrhea, all the STIs. There is an increase that is currently happening.
People who do something for Jamaica where can't pay them back. And in this reggae month, we want to play the Honorable Miss Louise Bennett Cloverley, who did so much to put Jamaica on the map out there that right now she have a statue of her. One of the only, I don't want to put my mouth in the water, but one of the only female Jamaican who have a life-size statue for them in Garden Town. So, reggae music, Miss Lou. So we'll tell you about Willie Lynch. You have a brethren who, well, I'm 90s, you know. Even I'm 90s, you know, and his father come from down south there, in Jamaica, yeah, Kingston. And he went to America and led the, what we call the Black Muslim sect of Islam. And he mentioned Willie Lynch. So we're going to play Louis Farrakhan repeating the laws of Willie Lynch that is supposed to hold it on.
Delivered by a white slaveholder, Willie Lynch.
So you know, after the advertisement, then we go back to Louis Farrakhan, Willie Lynch. Break time.
Need help?
Me don't play the children, but guess what now? If I go start playing, I have to cut it again. So it don't really make sense to play it. Anyway, we're going to play it still, but not now. Because it's 2:30 and the signal so come on. I hear the government with something I really going to have to applaud them for it. I don't have enough time to talk about it, but it's related to the sugar in the beverages that people are consuming for years now. And we are telling about the sugar thing. Apparently somebody take it serious now. They going to tax sugar beverage. And that is a thing where I think should have been done. But give thanks, never too late for a shower rain. Maybe some people start have diabetes or they'll have it because of too much of them cola and this drinks with them have, or drinks we call it. We have to take our next break. We have to take our next break. We gotta take our next break.
That all team members and contractors are safe following a robbery this morning in the vicinity of its headquarters in downtown Kingston. GK further clarified that no one was harmed during the incident. The organization noted that the safety and well-being of team members remain the highest priority. It further revealed that the necessary support is being provided to the individual who was present at the time of the robbery. The matter is being investigated by the police. The National Housing Trust, NHT, will begin construction of 10,675 new housing solutions in the year 2026-2027 financial year. A total of 5,673 solutions comprising a mix of residential lots and houses will be delivered to the market during the period. The information is contained in the Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2027, which was tabled in the House of Representatives on February 12. The document noted that the solutions to be delivered will be constructed under various NHT programs. These include NHT projects 2,851 solutions, Joint Venture Program 1,624 solutions, Guaranteed Purchase Program 345, Community Renewal 260 solutions, and 550 solutions through individual loans. Planned capital expenditure includes $50.3 billion for the commencement and completion of these housing solutions. In news overseas, President Donald Trump says the world will find out over the next probably 10 days whether the U.S. will reach a deal with Iran or take military action. At the inaugural meeting of his Board of Peace in Washington, D.C., Trump indicated there's some work to be done in coming to an agreement with the Islamic Republic about its nuclear program. BBC reports that in recent days, the U.S. has surged military forces to the Middle East, while progress was also reported at talks between American and Iranian negotiators in Switzerland. Democratic lawmakers and some Republicans have voiced opposition to any potential military action in Iran without congressional approval. In his remarks, Trump noted that special envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, who is also Trump's son-in-law, had some very good meetings with Iran. Finally, police in South Africa have arrested the youngest son of Zimbabwe's late former president, Robert Mugabe, who is facing a charge of attempted murder after a reported shooting at a property in an upmarket suburb of Johannesburg. Bellarmine Mugabe, 28, was taken into custody after a 23-year-old man believed to be a gardener was shot and wounded. According to BBC, police have said officers searching the house in Hyde Park, where Mugabe was staying, have found bullet cartridges, but no firearm. Bellarmine Mugabe is the youngest son of Robert and his second wife, Grace Mugabe. Robert Mugabe, who died in 2019, led Zimbabwe for 37 years before being forced out of power at the age of 93 in 2017. Those were the local and international headlines.
In this reggae month, Black History Month, is a brethren where his family come from St. Anne. And he sold the first million-selling album ever in 1952. The first album ever sell a million was this version we ever play. He was the first. And some of the songs them on the album was taught to him by Miss Louise Bennett. Yes, Miss Louise Bennett teach him. We don't have enough time to play it. I just play apartheid still, but yes, album named Calypso. And it was Arabella Fante.
I say, let us put man on a woman.
Agree with it. Anyway, as you have been hearing the advertisement, them celebrating the legacy of Peter Tosh, the son of reggae, the S-U-N, son of reggae. And this will be happening this Sunday in Belmont. This is the second time. Well, late last year we go down there, this year we did there again. We want to talk to Dave Tosh, Peter Tosh's son. Blessed man.
Blessed Muta. And to all of the listeners, them give thanks and praise.
Yeah, all right. The first question. We know that celebration for Peter Tosh Legalize It album.
Yeah.
But it come like we just left from down there the other day. I don't know if it did there, but it come like we just left from down there. It kind of, it's the date when we keep it. That is the day when it was released, the album.
Pardon? When I catch you on the question.
No, I was saying that.
Yeah.
It's just that they will come from down there, celebrate. Peter Tosh. Now, this presentation is about the anniversary of the Legalize It album. What I'm asking is that the day that the album was released? The day that the
year, not the day, that the year, 76.
Oh, so it's a year. But so we just choose a date then.
Yeah. And we just decided to just celebrate it this year during the Black History Month thing.
Okay.
I think it's right there.
All right. So what the people them can really expect? What them can expect?
Them can expect everything from devastation to happiness.
What are the devastation where them have expect?
Well, you want to know, the devastation is what has happened in there. That immediate.
That no gone, man. We're not.
So, but like I said, no, it's not really so we are sing on it. Saying, but it is the people that come out to really celebrate Peter Tosh, and them always turn out with an IRFM crew, and the celebration of it is it's always outstanding and remarkable. I mean, like we've been doing this event for a while, even though they take a part of fight and thing, but I see the need to just revitalize this Black History Month thing because I think it is the appropriate time and place for a Peter Tosh. See? And at the same time, like I'm saying, you're asking what the people might come out to expect. It's a celebration, and you get to see the place. It's right on the beachfront, so it's not that you're coming just to see entertainment. You have access to the beach. I mean, they are juggle music and all of them things there. So it's a family fun day. That is what it is. Peter Tosh style.
Okay. So, and that is all day. What time it start? What time it finish?
It's from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So from sunrise to sunset.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And what will happen in terms of, is there anything as related to the album? Will there be any Legalize It album selling, giveaway? What might happen? Because I know it's free for going. So
yeah. Well, it's free for going, and you know, so the album thing. Then it's kind of like the CD and album thing. I don't know about the sale and everything. That people more do things electronically now and all.
Jump drive.
Yeah, that's what I deal with. So,
but people love to see the physical things still. People love to see the physical.
So I look forward to working and making sure so that things are available. See, but I know we'll have Peter Tosh t-shirts will be there available for sale and all of them things there. So, yes, there will be something there for Peter in terms of merchandise.
All right. So the place itself, did it get any damage?
Yeah. Just about everything in this area, anything we need wood and zinc has been removed.
Okay. On the compound itself, on the compound.
Yeah. Actually, the house where actually Peter grew up in, and the roof get torn out. And it's would have been worked on if it wasn't for this event that we have going on right now, and the two never correspond. So it's a thing where we intend to deal with immediately after this event here. But like me say, everybody roof gone, and it's not everybody roof gone. Anything we name wood and zinc gone.
Yeah, gone.
That's what I deal with.
Yeah.
So even in rebuilding, people have to think differently structurally and all of them things there. That's what I say. So what we would have probably do under normal circumstances, we can't do that right now. It's a different layer things that we do.
Different construction.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. So in the day now, tell me how the program set up in terms of music artists, anybody that will speak. Tell me how it's set up.
Yeah, well, it kick off from 6 a.m. with Cabo.
Yeah.
And I always start about this because, say, just Cabo and the Running Africa show already. It was the first thing that ever happened. And say she alone pulled the yard. At the end of the day, it was about 12 o'clock and the yard was full of people selling cup. So I know just Cabo alone and her education which she have to offer in this time, because people don't just come to have fun and anything. They actually come to hear and know about Peter. Because even once I sit down and say, boy, some never know certain things about Peter and I through the event here. Let me learn certain things. That's what I deal with. It's a learning experience, seeing, because if it's Black history and you're not learning anything, then what is the purpose? See? So after Cabo, there will be live performances, seeing, and we intend to keep it tight because here we know we have to take a little extra step to make sure say the place is comfortable enough, because here why. Like I say, everything when they had board and zinc, that include trees.
Yeah.
You see? So the comfort that we had and the ambience with the trees and all of them things, there is not there no more. And there's very few. Yes, what I deal with. Yes, we are take steps to make sure say tents and other things are in, so at least there are people don't get overheating, overexcited. That's what I say.
You still have a stage and you still have a stage that was set up and thing.
Yeah. We have a crew work on the a stage and all these type of things to make sure it's tents and whatever.
You can name some of the artists that we have perform.
Yeah, well, so far where there's a lot of artists we're going pass through where whatever, but you have artists such as Turbulence, Bushman, you have Cutty Ranks, a couple more of them, but them, I don't have the paper in front of me.
All right.
But at least, the idea. It will be a aqua. One thing we know, because like me I tell you, it's due to all the ambience there right now where we have more sun than anything else. I have to decide to make sure I keep that show so tight that people don't even want to move out of the sun. So it will be tight and compact, so there will be something happening all the time from 6 to 6. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. We'll be there, as you know. And we'll give thanks again for really keep the brethren name and music alive. We do best on the program as you hear this program name Stepping Razor. So so how we feel about it. Give thanks.
The first time I said there, Waterloo Road.
Okay.
There I have Peter did have an office for the same building.
Oh, I know which part. I know my office still. I know my office, but I know which part you talk.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, man.
Yeah.
Give thanks. Yeah, man. Yeah, so that was Dave Tosh talking about the upcoming celebration, the legacy of Peter Tosh, the son of reggae, and his SUN of reggae. We're looking forward to it. Farrakhan talk about Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is the first national hero of Jamaica and is the most known national hero of Jamaica. The most popular. Continue the Marcus Garvey argument. Farrakhan talk about Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is the first national hero of Jamaica and is the most known national hero of Jamaica. The most popular black man ever to come out of Jamaica. Yes. In other organization, we have 20 million people as part of my organization. And them have chapters of it all over the place. All in Cuba, Costa Rica, all them places. Him start a shipping line, the Black Star Line, that the first democratically elected Prime Minister, President of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, take the star and put it on the flag of Ghana. So that's saying a lot for a man who come from a little place in a center and there, that him influence could have spread so much. Marcus Garvey, first national hero. Here we go. Where were they? Oh, okay, all right, I know we're there. I know we're there, at the right, so here we go again. So we could click it and start it over.
Forever and ever, that man organized black people in a way that had never been done before in America. One aim, one faith, one aim, one destiny. Listen to his words. He was imprisoned in Atlanta. All good men go to prison. They don't even fear going to jail. Just fear going to jail for pimping. Fear going to jail for dope smoking. But to go to jail for standing up for your people, that's an honorable sentence. Accept it if that is your lot. Look at what Mr. Garvey said. Listen to his words, if I die in Atlanta, he's in prison, my work shall then only begin. Right. Oh man, think about our brother. In the physical or spiritual, but I shall live to see the day of Africa's glory. When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, black, and green around me, for in the new life I shall rise with God's grace and blessing to lead the millions up the heights of triumph with the colors that you well know. Look for me in the whirlwind or the storm. Look for me all around you, for with God's grace I shall come and bring with me countless millions of black slaves who have died in America and the West Indies, and the millions in America to aid you.
So we're gonna play this before we can play it. We're gonna play this, you know. We did talk about Miss Lou. Yeah, as one of the female who have a statue. I want to tell you, say, Queen Victoria statue there, but this one is bigger than Queen Victoria statue. The Miss Lou statue up at Town. And we recognize Miss Lou as part of the black history that we celebrate every February. Remember the days when your grandmother used to have bush tea, you used to have bush tea, you just go to the yard and pick some bush. And you go down a Carnation Market and then wrap up some bush and give you for make tea. Well, Miss Lou, I tell you where the bush them good for. Here we go.
Whoever take tea bush and boil for medicine yet? Well, me have a cousin named Weedy who swears that she got a bush tea cure for every ailment. She call under her bed her doctor shop, and she keep a soap box full of bush medicine under there. Anytime you go out yard, if you just clear your throat, Weedy dive under her bed and bring out a bottle of cold medicine for doctor you. Well, the other night, me and my Auntie Roach go look for Weedy, and in the middle of the conversation, Auntie Roach just blow her nose, and bops, Weedy jump up, make fit under her bed, but before she could have slide under Auntie Roach, stop her and just say, no, Weedy, me no want none of your cold bush medicine, for me no got no cold. Weedy get vexed and go out. See, Auntie Roachy, now provoke me in the night, are you here? Me can't understand how a born and bred Jamaican woman like you cannot against your own and native bush medicine. For me happen to know, so that you born and grew up on bush tea. For his your mother was my grandmother that I learned my bush tea doctoring from. So me no know is where you'd go on with on a farm. Auntie Roach say me now farm nothing Weedy. But me well know say that bush have medicine cure and medicine value. But every medicine can harm you if you don't know how much it for take. That's why they mark from medicine bottle how much you must take. But for your medicine, them your bush medicine, Weedy, no got no proportions at all. Weedy bust out a laugh and say, proportions? Hey, where you get that the big word from? What for your poor old grandmother didn't know about proportions tonight when you did take in bad with the girl and she boiled up the 9 bush bath for you? The night when she have to put key in your hand and souse you back to health and strength with her 9 bush bath, where she did know about proportions. Well, Auntie Roach say, well, my mother was taking a chance in her dilemma, Weedy. She tried her home remedy and it worked that time. But these is not the days for chance taking. Them are big scientists of our universities nowadays are study we bush them to find out how them can help we and how them can harm we. Weedy said them can't harm we. Me would have liked them study my 9 bush cold medicine for nothing no good for cold like cowfoot, trumpet, jackna-bush, sarch me heart, milkweed, bridal wheat, dandelion, 5 finger, and can't stop maca boil down to gumption. That is a cold medicine that can root out any cold out of anybody. Well, Auntie Roach say, yes, Weedy. But what proportion, what measurement of them the bush you put in when you boil them? How you know how much of each bush you go and boil up? You better careful, Weedy. Watch your proportions. We do not pay no mind to Auntie Roach warning. She only get out. Bitter sorrow, she can cure nearly everything. Chain root and strong back with give stamina. Daily copper garlic tea will bring down blood pressure. Guinea grass and lime tea will cure your fever. Pepper leaf and castor oil brock your boil. Them divvy garlic will cure your sore throat. Rat ears and cinnamon will cure your sore foot. Duppy torture bath will wash your bad luck. Sumba leaf to sumba pill wash out your system. Ginger root and mint tea for gas and flatulence. Broomweed and periwinkle for palpitation. Love bush tea for berasme baby. Semi-contract pull out worm out a baby. Sour sap leaf for pain a giant. Mojo bitters rice bitters cure your biliousness. Donkey weed and pull me coat for pain a belly. Weedy and I read them. Aye. Me always try not to feel grudgeful at nobody at all in life, and never to wish forgot what anybody else got, for you can never tell what might be wrong with other people's thinking. And as my Auntie Roach said, dog a sweat but long hair cover it, and face powder can't hide cockabang. So me never grudge nobody for what them got. So till me read in a newspaper how one woman was a praise of our telephone, and I congratulate our telephone for how it worked good for her, and love. A piece of cabbage buckle hole me, you say, and I wish that me did have a telephone like that, the woman telephone. Why? My Auntie Roach said that the lady must have born on that very lucky sign, with gold spoon in her mouth, and the first day she start learn to walk, she must have did buck a very good foot, and that's why she's so lucky with her telephone. Auntie Roach say that when the lady talk about how from time to time she get a call from a telephone service person, they ask her about her telephone service, that's not really wrong, because that happened to she Auntie Roach too, you know. Anytime she can get telephone service, she always get a call or two from the service people, and the service people is always servicing the telephone. So Auntie Roach make up her mind, said that the telephone people them don't got no control over the unconscionable carryings on to the telephone thing them. For all when the telephone people them are work, the telephone sending them on strike. And when the telephone people them on strike, the public is hardly any the wiser. So the people them might as well don't bother strike as far as the public is concerned. Oh, for that, the telephone sending what people got in them house and pay so much money for putting in them house is a very curmudgeon and backbiting wicked sending. And you never can tell when it's going to let you down. My Auntie Rotary got one riddle for Guy. What say? Wriggle me this, wriggle me that. Guess me this wriggle and you know what. Non-connection and confusion, botheration and frustration. A 9-letter word spell victimization. And everybody holla, telephone. And Auntie Roger say, yes, master, we all telephone victim. For me never forgot how one time telephone used to beg we to put it in our house. And when we do it, it used to work as nice as ever. So till we start to pen on telephone heavy and start things that we can't do without telephone. And as in when we confidence say, bops, telephone start play hard. Forget, people up here start begging for coming at them house. And when him do go in at them house, him start turn real house enemy to we. Yes, for sometimes when we talk with most secret business to a most best friend, Bab's telephone bring in with worst enemy for come listen to the conversation. Hypocrite. Then telephone got another bad way that when somebody phone you, it ring and ring and ring enough for them ears and a ring at all enough for your house. Give you bad name so that when people want to talk to you, you don't want to talk to them. Yes. Auntie Roger say that must be the same thing that happened when the public try to ring 15181 not and all them number there. For some time them ring for all 200 times in your ears and not an answer you can't get. Auntie Roger say that telephone treat the public like one woman she know who did used to cook sweet dinner give her expected husband before she married. And as soon as the man put the ring on her finger, she stopped cook, prims up herself on veranda and hire maid. And as any day the maid don't come to work, the man don't get no dinner at all. And the foreman have to threaten her to run her out of the house and get somebody else to look after him before she would have start treating him better. And she treating him better. But the public can't run telephone out of them house. For is which part we would have get another telephone from?
Well, Miss Lou, it's worse now. It's worse, trust me. After so much years, it's worse. Okay, so you know, say at this time we usually have what we call the guest lawyer, Simone Gardner. I don't know if they're ready for it yet, but we're going to go and play this until they're ready. Here we go. So we have the same lawyer again for the third time. We want to heal up Miss Gardner. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to be back.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad to see you back. I'm glad to see you back.
Yes,
all right.
Man, we have a few things to discuss.
No, you tell me what you want to discuss tonight. Tell me.
All right. Well, yesterday I got a call on a public holiday from a promoter. He said to me, listen, he had a show that he put on overseas and he even paid the artist.
He must listen to the program. He was
listening to the program.
Okay.
Pay the artist, fly him out, give him half of the money, and everything. And guess what? The artist never show up.
Wow.
And this promoter, he invested thousands and thousands of US dollars in this event, right? Yeah. And even had a contract to say, right, he's supposed to come perform for 60 minutes. He's supposed to do certain things, right? Because he paid for advertising, he paid for the bar stock, paid for the security crew, stage crew, engineers, and when you're putting on an event like that, it's a big thing. So the person just called and said, boy, I hear certain things and I'm just not going to show. So I never show up. And this was a couple months ago, and the artist was supposed to pay him back, reimburse him, and he's just been getting the runaround. So he said, okay, at what point in time can I get justice? What can I do? So I said to him, this sounds like a blatant breach of contract, because if you had a certain amount to say that you're going to be paid a certain amount, you had a date written down in the contract, the terms of the contract, and this person just doesn't show up. There's no legal valid reason why they didn't show up. Well, guess what? You have damages that you can get in court once you apply for breach of contract, potentially based on the argument that you present. Yeah. Now, there are different elements that you have to satisfy. First, and foremost that there was a valid contract that existed, that there was an expectation for this person to show up, and that even if it wasn't in writing, if you want to say that you had an agreement with somebody, and even if it wasn't in writing, your actions can suggest that there was an agreement. Say, for instance, you make the payments to promote the event, you made the payments for the bar crew, you made payments for the stage and lighting. All of that shows what the law refers to as a detrimental reliance.
I give half of the money.
And give him half of the money. So what the law likes to say is, what would a reasonable man assume based on your actions as a promoter? Because which reasonable man just going to get up and say they're going to spend millions and millions on this big production for artists that is not going to show up? Right? So all of these things are being considered. And then now the next question is, if this person did all of those things, it would suggest that he is detrimentally relying on something else. Right? So why is it that you did not fulfill your end of the contract? No, there are exceptions, If, for instance, you do want to get out of a contract, there is something called an act of God. Say a hurricane come, Melissa come and destroy the place last year. If there was a concert in Westmoreland that was supposed to happen on that night, and Hurricane Melissa came suddenly, you could not reasonably expect this event to still occur. And you could not reasonably expect this person, the artist, to put their life in danger by showing up to that event. So the excuse is to say there was an act of God, or there was some form of hardship that I would have faced if I were to come and perform on that stage. So if your leg broke, or for instance, you have some car accident happen, God forbid, that would render you incapable of or unlikely that you'd be able to go and to perform. Everybody is not Bob Marley, you get shots or something like that happen and you show up on stage same way, right? So we have to be reasonable. Now, if you put your case forward and said, okay, now I want to claim damages for this, the different things that you can rely on is this. Even if it is that the artist was paid, say for instance, 100,000 Jamaican dollars, right? You don't necessarily pay just 100,000 Jamaican dollars to pay of the money that you had paid the artist. You're focusing on the expenses of the bar, the expenses of promoting over radio, over TV, putting up billboards. You're looking at all of the expenses, and you're looking at reputational damage, which is something that can actually, it can be quantified to an extent, but that is future losses that you're looking at, So you can claim for the tangible losses that you suffered today, but you can also claim for future losses, because you can say, okay, my goodwill gone through the door, people don't believe me now, them have me as a liar, because I said big artists are come perform and them just want to take our money. They want to lie to me and just take our money. So word on the street is going to go around and, say certain news travel fast. Right? So that's reputational damage. Nobody not going to want to come to your event anymore. It basically blacklisted, and you're just going to keep on losing money. Right? So you can claim for future losses based on that. You can claim for actual losses that you can quantify, take your receipts, put the monies together and charge for that, right? You can even charge for the emotional losses, right? Because of that, my heart start get weak, me end up sick now because I sit down on my work because I'm wondering, how am I going to pay back all of this money? Because this artist was supposed to come and I was supposed to get a profit off of this. All of them, the stuff on concession, we can't even paid certain things back. So those are the things that you have to consider, and these are real life situations.
I can flip the script, yeah.
All right.
Can the patron who was looking forward to the show go buy up suit and buy up this and that and all them things if you go there and now get this award? Can they sue the promoter?
That is a good question. Yes, patrons can sue the promoter, but the success of this claim it will depend on the specific facts and what the promoter did after the artist failed to appear. So when a patron buys a ticket a contract is formed, between the promoter and the purchaser. You never know that. The contract is not with the artist, it's now with the promoter. So now, this is what is critical. If the tickets and advertising clearly says live performance by XYZ, then the named artist's appearance may be considered a fundamental term of that contract. So the patrons can get a refund of the ticket price, which is most likely what is likely to happen. The patrons can get a refund. This is the strongest thing that they can claim for. Right?
So you can claim for the new shoes them go buy.
For the new shoes, you can, in theory, you can claim back for transportation costs, accommodation, of course. Right?
And the bling them.
But you have to think. But guess what? If you're going to look at something like that, you have to consider something that they call a chain of causation. Right?
Tell me that.
What's the money that you paid, right? The transportation cost, the accommodation, was it directly linked to that event? Because if you come in town to look for your granny and your auntie and you have a family reunion and the shoes where you spend and all of that was also for the reunion, and it just so happened that the event is the next day, so it depends.
You book a hotel, right? You book a hotel a foreign.
It can't be too remote. You have to show that you had a detrimental reliance, because you see that a contract can go different ways, Yeah. You can show that you relied on this artist showing up, right? You relied on this artist showing up, and you had made certain sacrifices expecting this artist to show up, and him never show up at all, and nobody ever sent on ahead of time, so I could have get my refund, or maybe never would have to buy my tickets or any of that. And you can even say, maybe this was misrepresentation. We've gone into a different space now. Because if the
you prove that, or you can prove that, or the Patron can prove that.
It's just the likelihood, because the truth of the matter is, that is why the standard of proof in civil law is a balance of probabilities, and in criminal law it is beyond a reasonable doubt. And why is that so? Because you cannot say exactly what happened in the situation and exactly what the person thought, but you can say what the person is likely that they thought in the circumstances. What is the likelihood of misrepresentation here? You have to follow a fact-based scenario. It's like you're watching a movie, the law. It's kind of interesting. If the promoter continued to advertise the artist while knowing that they were unlikely to appear, patrons may argue that this was misrepresentation, negligent misrepresentation, and misleading conduct, right? So it's unlikely that they can just get up and just claim millions like that. They can get ticket refunds. They can get some, claim for certain incidental losses. It also, like I said, depends on their situation, right? It depends on their situation, right? But it's likely at the bottom line, because that's what usually happens when artists, even when you go directly to pay for a Beyonce concert or a Kanye West concert or whoever is really hot in this day now. If you go to and buy their ticket directly to see them perform and something happens and they cannot perform, it's more likely than not that you will have to get a refund, right?
Yeah.
It's likely that the refund is a more likely compensation that you will get in those circumstances. But that doesn't mean that it is limited to only that, because even though all of those people, they experience losses because they expected the artist to come, it would have affected the individuals differently.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Suppose your concert never get cancelled, and you end up in the concert and buckle start show and use a patron get a bus head. Who you sue for that?
And a patron gets hurt?
Bus head, yeah. Buckle try and bus head, because you had a patron them vex. Show them not to the artist and them try back and
well, it also depends, because if you can turn around and see the person that threw the bottle, that is direct liability for that person.
Yeah,
right?
You're not going to see the person. A wool a backlash shine at the ear, you're not going to see the person.
Well, the promoter is more likely, in this situation where the promoter putting on the party, it's more likely that they would be held responsible because they organize the event, they control they're supposed to control the environment because remember they're supposed to have security and all of that stuff, And they owe a duty of care. I don't know if you remember, there was a Travis Scott concert that happened a few years ago, and it was so huge that several people were trampled and a few persons actually passed away. There was a class action lawsuit against Travis Scott and who passed away, sued because they're saying that you are placing people or welcoming persons, inviting persons to be in a controlled environment. And that environment, you owe them a duty of care to ensure that they are protected. That is why, oftentimes when you go to these big concerts, you have a disclaimer out there, when you park your car, say, owners park at their own risk,
risk,
Right?
Hold on. Yes, ma'am. You still there?
Yes, man, I'm here.
All right. Tell me where the promoter must do, moving from this. Where should I recommend to the promoter?
Well, what I would always recommend, is to make sure that you have an agreement in writing, no matter what. Because a gentleman's agreement can always be argued as being too loose, right? Okay. And you can always give an excuse for whatever situation exists between the two of you that is everything but a contract. So what I would encourage all artists, promoters, creatives to do is to ensure that you protect yourselves by having the agreement in writing. If you're going to put on an event, make sure that you have proper security, because even though you can say that, you can park at your own risk if your car is stolen, or you assume liability of your own self. There is so much and no more responsibility that you can place on the patron, because what the law looks at is the reasonableness of the foreseeability of the damage. For instance, was it very likely that if there weren't enough security officers there, that there would have been some form of a civil altercation that could have caused damage to the persons at the event? You have to make sure that you can't just employ 2 security guards at the entrance and it's a crowd of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, right? So there are limitations with everything. So I would say to the promoter, ensure that you have the contract in writing between yourself and the artist. Ensure that there's proper security guards, and if you are expecting a certain amount of patrons to come, ensure that the security company, right, that you have proper security, ensure that you have the proper permits, right, because there's going to be police presence that is needed, even with certain crowds, because when you look at situations like these, certain things can happen, and the law wants to find out if it was likely that this thing would have happened, because you're in the industry for a certain amount of years. You're supposed to know that these things could likely happen in these situations. So have it in writing, make sure you have all of the proper permits, make sure that you have the proper security, and ensure that you are legally covered.
I mean insurance.
Insurance, that is another thing too.
You wasn't talking insurance. You wasn't talking insurance a while ago.
No, I wasn't talking about insurance a while ago, but say for instance, you're renting tables and all of that kind of stuff, and some of the some of the glasses break.
Yeah, somebody move over with some of the table then.
Right, or some of the tables break. What can happen? Right? So the next thing that we think about, because that's also an agreement that you will be having with those companies that own the tables. Say a table collapses on a person and all of that stuff. So you have event insurance. Many promoters can take out an event insurance policy that can include public liability, property damage, cancellation cover, equipment damage. Right? So that is also important.
Yeah.
Right? So you can also have insurance. I'm not sure if it is a common practice out here, so to speak, but it's something that should definitely be encouraged, right?
Okay.
Because anybody can be negligent.
Yeah, of course.
If you make one misstep.
You know, when a gunshot can fire and all them really.
Anything can happen.
Yeah,
so you want to make sure that if you understand the culture, you understand the type of crowd that this event carries, and the characteristics of the crowd that the event carries, then you should be able to properly arm yourself as the promoter, as the person who's the occupier of the premises, and by that I mean the person that owns the property that the patrons are coming to. Right? So sometimes the promoter doesn't necessarily own the property itself.
Yeah. Most of the
time. So different
time.
people can be held responsible. But definitely public liability insurance is important. You can have an equipment cover, cancellation cover, just to make sure that you don't experience too many losses at the event. And if you do, then there's a buffer there.
Well, Mama, I want to give thanks again. You know, you have been so generous and kind to this part of the program here. And
I just love talking to you, Namuta. You definitely bring all of the good, juicy topics that everybody wants to hear.
So tell me something.
Yeah.
You've been getting calls?
I've been getting 1 and 2 calls, man. Your friend called me yesterday, you know, one of your friends.
Oh, you know
I
my
won't
friend.
tell you who.
Oh, you know
you
my
have too much friend. You have too much.
You know you're my friend.
Oh, you, of course you must tell me. Oh, on a plant gungo line and everything.
See, they know a lime tell.
You never plant gungo yet?
Look here, it's lime tell. Tell him some muta say a lime tell. Then the plant is gungo. All right, give thanks, Mama, give thanks.
Yeah, man, all right.
Give thanks. Ayola. Ayola means prestige. Iyiola, sorry. Iyiola, Ayola, prestige. Jamali, Jamali, Jamali means beauty. Kimba, Kemba, Kimba means she is full of faith. She is full of faith. And Kahambo, Kiambu, Kahambo means this one will be rich. So that's Ayola, prestige, Jamali, beauty, Kemba, Kimba, she is full of faith, and Kahambo, Kiambu means this one will be rich. Male names, Jabiri, Jabiri, Jabiri. Jabiri means comforter, comforter. Jamili, 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 Jamili. Jamili means handsome, handsome. Khalifa, Khalifa, Kalifa, Khalifa means holy child. And Kamau, 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 means quiet soldier. So that's Jabiri, Jabiri, Jabiri means comforter. Jamili, Jamili, Jamili means handsome. Khalifa, Kalifa, Khalifa means holy child. And Kamau, Kamau, Kamau means quiet soldier. That's the African names. Here we go. We'll find the place where, this, before I forget it. The Martyrs' Day celebration, Dark Foundation keeping it. It's on its way now. Right there in Montego Bay, 22 Hard Street. That's the Martyrs' Day celebration presented by Dark Foundation. Right there on 32 Hard Street, Montego Bay. Lot of chanting and reasoning and no vital food and all them something there. So it's not too late to go down there. It's end at where them say so them end it at 9 o'clock. So it's 3 to 9 o'clock. You still have a whole heap of time can go down there. And I know the food done. So at the beginning of the program, I mentioned about this sugar. I suggest to them, and I've been suggesting it many times now, I am suggesting to them that them turn the cane field them in a rice field. Yes, turn the cane piece them in a rice field. Because we don't really need to plant cane again like slavery days. You know, see, people them would eat more rice now. Like what you see in Westmoreland. Yes, I'm if you tell you about that. So it is good that them going to tax, put on more tax by sugary beverages. Because the sugar don't make no sense in the juice, you know. Unless it's cane juice that will be the base. Because you have cane juice where the base of mostly fruit juice. But when you mix the water with the fruit and then put sugar in it not gonna work out. I never did that work out all the while. So we give thanks to them make the move there. If you deal with it that way there. We give thanks for that. Okay, so we are wait for the 5 o'clock. Wait there, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock cash pot. Meanwhile, I could play a lick like this. I can play a lick. 6-1 Main Street, St. Anne Bay. They ready for me a chain? Okay, so, you know, usually we feature artists.
Mr. Gardner, remind you to give out our number too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Miss Gardner is a lawyer. Yes, so I hope you have your pen and paper ready. She named Simone Gardner. And her number is 876-295-1514. 876-295-1514. That is Simone Gardner. And we are waiting on Anisha Skinner, Dr. Anisha Skinner, here this Friday, February 20th, at the St. Anne Medical Center, located at 6-1 Main Street, St. Anne's Bay. And I hope that this is Dr. Skinner. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, he is a physician at St. Anne Medical Wellness.
Yes, I am the physician here at the St. Anne Medical Center.
Only one of you is there as physician?
Yes, just me for now.
Not a big institution.
It is a big institution because we are just the St. Anne's branch of AHS Jamaica. So we're a smaller site that specializes more in STI care, HIV and other STI testing, pap smears, that sort of thing.
So you deal with sexual disease and sexual problems?
Yes, we
because
do.
you're giving away condoms. Well,
yes.
It says condom day. What you do? You have 1 million condoms down there?
Well, maybe not 1 million, but close. Everybody can get some condoms and some lubricants from us if they come in on Friday. Or any other day.
Where the lubricant do? For fit on the condom?
So, condoms are for prevention of, sexually transmitted infection. So, with the lubricants, instead of using, other substances that people may use to prevent the friction and, to have an easier time at the activities, we provide water-based lubricants because other items can cause breakage, tear, irritation. So it's a safer way to use condoms.
You find that a lot of people still use condom or them just go bareback?
Some people still use condoms. We would love it if more people would use condoms, which is why we are having this event to educate the public, to remove the stigma from condom use, just so that everybody can feel more comfortable and be more aware of preventative measures, because prevention is better than cure.
So what is the stigma on condoms?
Well, for quite a few people, the assumption is if I ask my partner to use protection, they may think I'm stepping out, or if I negotiate to use them, they may think I am unclean or I have something. But that is not true. It's just to be safe. So better safe than, the alternative.
All right, tell me something. The disease, the HIV and gonorrhea and all these things that you said about. I know them still about still, but you find that there's an increase in that or a decrease?
There is an increase. There is an increase in in syphilis, in chlamydia, in gonorrhea, all the STIs. There is an increase that is currently happening.
So what you do when you're not doing this fear? How you get the condoms them out there to the people?
So we do have community outreach. So we have community walks. We have other events. The clinic is open 5 days a week, Tuesdays to Saturdays. The opening hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays is from noon to 7 p.m. On Wednesdays and Fridays, it's 9 to 5. And on Saturdays, it's 10 to 3. So we are able to see everybody, independently of when they're leaving work, or, we're here for you when you're available. So you can always come in to see us for the condoms. And we try to meet everybody in the communities to let them know that we're here to offer the services as well as to distribute the condoms and the lubricants.
All right. So tell me something now, because the onus is on the man to have a condom to protect what? Protect himself. So what is it that the woman supposed to have to protect the man? There's just a condom the man have to put on.
The condoms as well. So everybody should walk. Everybody should walk with and have.
No, I'm not talking about walking with the condom. I say it is on the man to get the protection, not the woman. The woman can't have the disease too, So you have to have him have to have condoms all the while, or she have to have a condom for him. That's what I say.
Yes, both people have to have their condoms. So traditionally, the responsibility is put on the men to have their condoms, but women should have them as well, and that is part of the stigma that we are trying to get people to move away from.
So you have a woman feel say if a woman walk with condom, that means say she shall Lego bees.
Exactly, and that is not true.
Okay.
So it's all about education, destigmatization.
Yeah. All right. So what happened at this fair?
So at the health fair on Friday, we are focusing on health screenings in general. So everybody can come in and get their blood pressure checked, blood sugar checked, your free pap smears. You can also get treatment if we discover anything going on that day, as well as HIV and syphilis testing and other STI testing if necessary. So it's something for everybody or all of the adults. So you can come in, we'll check you overall, your health, and then we just want to make sure that everybody is okay.
All right, so tell me something. Who's coming down with these disease more, the male or the female?
Usually in Jamaica, men have what we call poor health-seeking practices. So men are very afraid of going to the doctor. So women come in more, but both parties have the disease at the same rate because nobody's paying by themselves. So if you have something, then your partner will as well.
All right, and so when they come in, you give advice and all these things. That's what you do.
Yes, we do. We give advice. We offer treatment. All of it is for free. And we encourage partner testing and partner treatment as well.
And what time you open and what time you close?
So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we open at 12 noon. We close at 7 p.m. On Wednesdays and Fridays, we open at 9 a.m., close at 5 p.m. And on Saturdays, we are open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, Ms. Skinner. Well, give thanks. I hope it's been so successful. Because you said the thing rising up, increasing. You don't want it to keep rising up. You want it to go down. Give thanks.
We want it to go down and all the services are for free.
Yeah, okay. Ari?
All right. Have a good day.
Yes, that was Dr. Anisha Skinner, physician at St. Anne Medical Wellness, promoting the use of condoms for all of these diseases that men can catch, give women, or women give them. Protect yourself. That is what I'm going to tell yourself, protect yourself.